Up, and it is scored!
For three. Got it!
With the shot, it's in! Lights out! Good night, goodbye!
And that's it! Marshfield wins!
It's a great serve.
Another one! Drop!
And the Rams drop one first here in the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Kick on the field, and it is
Scored! It is scored!
MCM coverage of MHS Sports is proudly presented by Biviano General Contracting. Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations. More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com. Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marshfield High School inside the Keuther Gymnasium. I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined with Andrew Youngworth here on this lovely Tuesday night for some Marshfield basketball versus the Duxbury Dragons. Always a great matchup this time of the year, Andrew. So Marshfield coming into this game at 4-1, Duxbury coming in at 3-2. But Duxbury, they struggled a lot more in Patriot League play than Marshfield has. What are you looking to see tonight out of these two teams?
I'm looking to see the momentum that Marshfield has carried in from these previous 2 quarters of play against Dennis Yarmouth. Marshfield went on a 6-quarter hiatus over the holiday break. They got smacked by Brockton in all 4 quarters of play, and they were losing to DY at halftime, 39-33. But in those final 2 quarters of play against the Dolphins, Tyler, the Rams played perfect basketball, and I really do believe it was perfect basketball. I'm expecting them to continue that momentum heading into this game against Duxbury. And as for the Dragons, they're coming into this game on a 2-game win streak. However, they have not played in over a week. So it's been a long time since Duxbury has seen the court. So I wonder if we're going to see some rust for the Dragons early. And if you're the Dragons, you can't have that against the Rams team who had a perfect second half of basketball.
Absolutely not. Marshfield's coming into this game really hot, as we saw. They outscored Dennis Yarmouth by, I think, over 30 points in that second half that we saw after what was probably Marshfield's worst 2 quarters of the entire year. And we saw that entire Brockton game didn't work out either. Oh, excuse me right there. But another thing with Marshfield is we were just watching a little bit of the warm-ups. So many of the players on the roster were dunking, and we're hearing that Luke Richardson is finally back in the lineup tonight. So a very key piece right there. That's a starter for Marshfield. I believe he's going to be coming off the bench, though. They're going to rock with the same starting 5 we saw last game of Dan Patton, Noah Feldman, Ryan McCabe, Liam Riley, and Brody Hessian. So what do you think of the small ball starting 5 sticking out there?
The small ball works for Coach Fish's squad. They play fast. It's a quick tempo game. That's how Fish usually has his teams playing. Cam Ryan has done a phenomenal job this year sticking with the speed ball that Fish likes to play as a big man. He's going to get some big minutes off the bench tonight as well. But I am excited for the starting 5. Liam Riley had a great showing in his first start for the Rams, and I'm really excited to see what we're going to see out of Luke Richardson in his first game back. Coming off the bench, I expect him to start possibly next game. I'm really excited to see what Richardson has in store for the squad.
Yeah, and Richardson not the only one back tonight. We also have DJ Will Nicholson back from the sick list, so glad to have Will Nicholson back here playing some great music. And that's all we're going to have for you now in this pregame show. Catch me and Andrew back here at 6:30 for tip-off here in the Keuther Gymnasium. We'll see you guys in a little bit after this word from our sponsor.
MCM coverage of MHS Sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions, Biviano General Contracting, Road to Responsibility.
Hey guys, I'm Will.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Ben.
And we are the voices of the Marshfield Rams football team for the pregame and halftime show that you hear every week.
Welcome back to the Marshfield Rams
MCM
pregame show.
To the halftime
show. I am Jack Hughes. This is Will and Ben. And
with the season coming to an end, we just want to take a quick time out and say thank you to everyone who joined us every single week to broadcast the Marshfield Rams football games. That ball picked off to the 5-10 touchdown. Marshfield wants to go and block it. They did. No one's going to catch Cole Hannigan as he throws on the afterburners.
the opportunity to broadcast our hometown athletes is such a privilege. We are also honored to bring you guys into the action.
Unfortunately, we're actually at risk of losing this local sports coverage that brings our community together. Frankly, we're in desperate need of support.
You see, we're a nonprofit, and while you may see us on a variety of platforms, the main funding that Marshfield Community Media gets is from the cable payments of Marshfield residents.
As more and more people continue to cut cable in the town, this results in dwindling funds for MCM, which means less broadcasting and even worse, less football.
If you enjoy seeing our local athletes on screen, if you've been enjoying our halftime reports, or if you value hometown sports and community storytelling, please consider making a donation today. Your donations can help keep the lights on, the mics working, and the cameras rolling.
Your donations will go directly towards the essentials: equipment upgrades, production costs, and to pay the staff that's behind us every single week during the games.
Every contribution, big or small, helps keep the game going and the cameras rolling. So please, consider donating down below.
People in the community tell us all the time, Marshfield Community Media is a hidden gem. While we love hearing that we're a gem, we don't love hearing that we're hidden. So let's talk about what we can offer you and this wonderful community. One of the biggest things we offer is training. We can train you on various forms of media, such as camera work, podcasting, editing, and so much more. The only thing we require is that you're a member of our studio, which for Marshfield residents is just $30 a year. And with that membership, you not only get access to training, but our entire arsenal of state-of-the-art equipment. We'll help you create the content you've been dreaming about. In addition to this, we also offer production services. Do you have a small business and want to film some promotions for your website or social media? We've got you covered. We've worked with businesses all over the South Shore to produce high-quality promotional material at an affordable rate. You probably already know this, but in case you don't, we provide high-quality coverage of important community events. This includes MHS Varsity sports, municipal government meetings, important local news, and many other special community events and ceremonies. So if you'd like to know more about us, you can check out our website at marshfieldcommunitymedia.com or give us a call at 781-837-4384. Thank you.
Marshfield Community News is powered by Tiny & Sons Auto Glass.
So DECA is a international co-curricular student organization for high school and college kids that are interested in the field of business, entrepreneurship, hospitality, and tourism. And the students get to have an extension of their business classes through our DECA organization. So tonight is our third annual Shop Local Night. It's a fundraiser that we started for DECA to bring the business community into the doors of Marshfield High School. So tonight we have a wide variety of local businesses and vendors and crafters. We have a lot of artisans here selling artwork. We have some amazing woodworkers here, and we have a lot of student organizations that have made student projects and crafts in our art departments and our carpentry classes. So we have a lot of wonderful things for sale and for offer tonight. So we are holding this year, and we have for the past 2 years to help raise funds for our DECA organization. So the money that we raise tonight will help offset the cost for our students to attend various DECA competitions and conferences throughout the school year. Some new additions that I'm looking forward to this year is we've done a collaboration, and we're working in conjunction with the Marshfield Chamber of Commerce, and they're here offering cookie decorating. So that'll be a fun activity to partake in. I think it brings a sense of holiday spirit to the community. So it's a great way to come together and celebrate the holiday season.
Well, I love doing events for schools. I have 2 children of my own, so I love giving back to the community. I love meeting new people. I love meeting new vendors. I love sharing artisan stories about how they're overcoming extreme situations to thrive in this world through their beautiful products. I hope it brings a sense of just belonging in this community. The events I've been doing have been so wonderful. Everyone's in a great mood. Everyone's just so kind and so giving. And I'm really looking forward to that tonight in this community in Marshfield.
Marshfield Community News is powered by Tiny & Sons Auto Glass.
And now the starting lineup for your Marshfield Rams. At forward, a senior, number 12, Ryan McCabe. At guard, a junior, number 15, Liam Riley. At guard, a junior, number 23, Brody Exton. At guard, a senior captain, number 10, Dan Haddon. And at forward, a senior captain, number 21, Nolan Bowman. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask if able, you please rise to the flag of our national.
MCM coverage of MHS Sports is proudly presented by Biviano General Contracting. Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations. More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com. Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marshfield High School. I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined with Andrew Youngworth. And Andrew, we're in for a good one here tonight. The Rams take on the Dragons in what is probably the best battle of the South Shore.
I mean, what better rivalry can you get between Duxbury and Marshfield? The rivalry fuels with football, but it definitely carries on to the court. But in recent years, Tyler, it has been a one-sided rivalry. Marshfield has won their last 16 games against the Dragons. That's a 16-game win streak, an 8-year win streak, Tyler. The last time Duxbury has won a game against Marshfield was in 2017.
Definitely a one-sided rivalry right now. And when you see stuff like that, you can't do anything but pray if you're Duxbury. Marshfield's had your number for the past few years, and now ball's in. Marshfield wins the tip. Here comes Brody Hessian with it. Up top, Ryan McCabe. Same starters as last game for the Rams with Patton, Feldman, McCabe, Riley, and Hessian. As Patton turns that one over right there. Starters out here for the Dragons. We have Finn Hotchkill, Joe Barriquet, Keegan Arts, Lucas Falls, and one more missing him.
I believe Keegan Arts.
21. No, I said Keegan Arts. It's Cam Frazier, number 21.
And Cam Frazier, Tyler, that name, he's the only sophomore in this starting lineup. The other 4 players, seniors.
As there's Frazier gets an open 3. That one's going to be off to the left. Rebound taken by the Dragons, and it gets thrown right to Dan Patton. Patton doesn't even dribble, gets it up to Feldman, and Feldman, easy 2 points to start off the game.
Wanted to see the dunk there from Feldman. He was yamming it in warm-ups, but nonetheless, great start from the Rams. Of course, Patton gets the steal there.
Fish isn't a fan of dunks. That's only something if you're up big. So now Rams have to work to get that lead as the ball's loose. Little miscommunication there from the Dragons. Ball gets flung across the court to Falls. Makes his move, hands it off to the corner to Hotchkill. Hodgkins short, but he can light you up from downtown. As he tries to get into the paint, that one's going to go off his leg. Pleads its case to the ref for the reach. Doesn't get the call. It's going to be a turnover. Marshfield taking possession.
And Marshfield's suffocating defense is going to be the driving factor in this game. I can tell you that right now. When Coach Fish's defense is working, there's no team in the state that can defeat the Rams.
Patton guarded by Barricade, gets it over to Hessian. Patton was open on the face cut, didn't get it. And here's Riley, gets it into McCabe. McCabe, great athlete down there. Makes his move, goes baseline, does the reverse, and he barely sneaks it in off the rim. Ryan McCabe puts 2 up on the day.
Phenomenal take from McCabe. Just a burst of speed right there and gets the easy reverse layup. Great take.
He has real-life speed boost, Andrew. You see it on 2K. He can do it in real life. Here comes Hodgkins up the floor. Just putting Hessian in the spin cycle. Call him Mopey. Ball in the corner. We had falls flat on the ground on the other end. No off-ball call. Ball's going to go off Hessian right there, so Duxbury just going to take possession back.
Brody Hessian we've seen the biggest jump from him out of all the players that were on this team last year. The jump that Brody Hessian has made from his sophomore to junior year is just outstanding. He has been a key factor of this team all season.
Absolutely. You can look at guys like McCabe when you're talking about leap as well, but Hessian has been nothing short but amazing.
Hessian and McCabe, 2 huge boosts from the previous season.
Shot goes up right there from downtown. That one's not going to be good by Barricade. Now here comes Feldman off the miss. Gets it up the sideline to Patton. Now Feldman drives inside, gets it to Hessian in the corner. Hessian puts up the 3. Can't bounce that one in. Barricade is going to come up with the rebound. Hessian, we've seen him make a lot of those. He's more of a top of the key guy, but that's still a good look nonetheless. Shot goes up for Frazier. Same spot. Can't make it this time either. McCabe gets the rebound. You got to box him out. McCabe gets it over to Patton. Patton does a little move right there, loses it, but William Riley sneaks in to get Noah Feldman's miss. Now he gives it back to Feldman.
You just got to go up with that one there, Tyler.
Absolutely, if you're Patton. I'm surprised he didn't. Hessian gets his man lost in the sauce, gets it in the paint, misses. Liam Riley goes up for the rebound. I'm going to say Hessian stepped out of bounds before anyone else touched the ball, so it's going to be a turnover there for the Rams. Duxbury is going to take over, but everyone's up in that full court press. You expect nothing less out of Marshfield.
And the full court press has been the big story of the defense this year. We've talked about their suffocating defense. None more suffocating than the press that Coach Fish has had his team run all season.
Looked like Hodgkins just pulled the chair on Hessian right there to just draw the foul. Hodgkins, not a type of player that drives to the paint a lot. He's definitely more of an outside shooter, so it looked like Hessian was just trying to play that to his advantage right there.
3 minutes into this game, that's what it seems like most of the Duxbury team has been trying to do, is hitting the threes, because I don't think Duxbury trust themselves inside on Marshfield. Despite Marshfield's size, Duxbury's even smaller.
Great observation. I noticed a lot of off-ball movement as well. Marshfield's done a great job at protecting the perimeters. There's Hodgkins. Gets Feldman in the air, and he puts in the layup. So you can't ask for a better look than that.
No, and a great move from the senior there as well. Got Feldman jumping.
Riley hits Patton in stride. Patton, the ball boy didn't wipe the court right there. Patton just lost his footing, misses the layup. So now Duxbury could have had momentum, and they just waited back. Now Frazier steps back, gets Riley shaking a little bit. And Frazier finally hits it. He celebrates as he gives his team the lead right there.
What a move from the sophomore. That was a veteran shot right there, and the kid's an underclassman.
Definitely want to check the court, though, if you're Marshfield, because it looked a little slippery in that paint, but McCabe's still going to draw the foul nonetheless.
Yeah, McCabe was slipping on that drive as well, Tyler. I noticed that the paint might be a little slippery here for Marshfield.
Looks like the ref is going to go check it in the middle. Looks like he's not going to say anything. Maybe we had a missed charge attempt in the JV game earlier. Shot from McCabe is up. Shot's no good.
And free throw shooting has been one of this team's strengths for most of this year. The only time the team struggled from the line was against Brockton, and they lost to them by 20. Free throws are essential in every game you play, especially right now. You're losing to Duxbury.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Second shot's up from McCabe. That one's good. Marshfield going to get back in that 55 full court press. As Luke Richardson's getting ready to make his debut on the sideline. That's a name Marshfield's missed a lot this season. Now Hodgkins just trying to make a play happen. Gets it inside. Falls, tries to go up. Tried to take a layup like his brother. Can't make the shot. So now Falls is going to go to the line.
That's a tough call right there. McCabe thought he got all ball on that block right there. And we've talked about it so much this year, Tyler, but Ryan McCabe's presence in the paint, it was something we've never seen from him before as a player. It's a new play style for him, and it's been unbelievable. He is averaging double-digit rebounds a game. He's getting around 2 or 3 blocks a game. McCabe in the paint has been the biggest strength for this team this season.
Absolutely, Andrew. And now the long-awaited debut of Luke Richardson has finally been made. Suffered a sprained MCL in the preseason out of scrimmage at Whitman Hanson. Now making his season debut with the knee brace on. Let's see what he can do.
He had a phenomenal sophomore season.
Second shot for Falls. Falls through the net. Duxbury gets that 1-point lead back. Now Duxbury's going to play up in the press. Just going to let McCabe bring the ball up. Gets it over to Patton. Patton puts his head down, gets it to Richardson. Richardson tries to go baseline. Now he kicks it up to Feldman. Feldman just waiting to see what the defense gives him. Hands it off to Patton. Now McCabe and Patton play a little catch.
See the clap in there from Barricky.
Marshall just looking to make some move. Richardson ball fakes, gets into the paint, slips it into Riley. Riley puts up the layup. Layup's good for Liam Riley, and he dances on him a little bit. Hits him with the shimmy right there.
Great move there from Liam Riley. The celly just phenomenal.
I don't know what was better, the move to get the bucket or the move after the bucket. Now Riley doing it just what he does best on the defensive end, not allowing any threes. There's the slip from Falls. Falls just loses it, and he falls to the ground. He'll lead it out to Frazier. Now here's Barricky. Barricky going baseline. Tries to sneak it into Falls, but Richardson was ready for it. He's just going to let it go out of bounds.
And that's just suffocating defense from Liam Riley on the perimeter, forcing the terrible pass. He's going to get taken out right now, but Liam Riley, a great 5 minutes in his second career start for the Rams.
Absolutely. I think one of the only positives out of that Brockton game was Liam Riley earned his starting job because we saw he played phenomenal over there in Duxbury. Now, and he just gets back tapped by Patton.
Another steal
That was
from
Hodgkill. Now here goes Feldman trying to hit the speed boost going up the court. Gets into the paint, gets to the left block, loses it. Gonna say he stepped out of bounds before he handed it to Patton. Feldman wanted the push off. Ref saying that Feldman was pushing off as well. So Feldman's not gonna get his call right there. Now Barricky just waiting to get the ball and gets it into Hodgkill. Hodgkill just playing a lot of just hesitation moves right now. Gets it into the corner. Shots up for Arts. Arts can't bank that one home from the corner, but good rebound there by Frazier. And Frazier's going to get called for the travel right there. So a tough call, but good defense from the Rams to force the turnover.
And that's what Marshall does best, Tyler, is forcing turnovers. Duxbury hasn't put up a shot in the last 3 possessions.
Looks like Brody Hession's getting ready to come back in. Yep, he's going to go check in. Now here goes Patton. Patton just getting in the paint. Kicks it out to Richardson. One more to Feldman. Feldman, no hesitation, puts up the 3. That one just rattles out of the rim. But Frazier hits the deck. They're definitely going to have to see what's going on in the paint right there. That's about 4 players now that I think have slipped and fallen underneath the basket on the Marshfield side.
Yeah, that paint is slippery, Tyler, but we got to...
In the corner, this is Sheehan. Sheehan puts up the 3, and that shot is good there for Tiernan Sheehan, another senior here on this team.
It's a great shot there from Sheehan. What I was going to say is we really need to start crediting this Duxbury defense. Marshfield can't find many open shots, as you can see here right now.
Looked like Patton did his best acting job right there. Might want to join Drama Club. Looks like Barricky is trying to push off, so it looks like him and Patton are having a little back and forth. You can only assume nice things are being said right now on the court. He probably just likes his shoes.
I mean, in a Marshfield-Duxbury rivalry game, that's all you're going to get is just nice compliments between 2 teams.
I mean, we did see a technical in the JV game earlier, so anything can happen.
This Duxbury defense is different from previous years, Tyler. They're forcing bad passes, bad shots from Marshfield. This is not the Duxbury defense we've seen in the last multiple years.
Definitely, and you can say the same about their offense because Duxbury and Feldman just got shoved into his own guy right there. Not going to call anything.
Patton just got fouled by Feldman.
Looked like the shove came from Barricky, so Patton must be in his head or something. Marshfield's going to get possession back. Ref definitely just gave them a warning. I'm assuming that's what the yelling was.
I think the mic could have picked that one up. The ref just screamed, stop pushing through the screens. 6 minutes in, and it's already chippy here at the Robert E. Keuther Gymnasium.
I don't know about you, but I would love a technical foul. And they're going to whistle Ryan McCabe for the illegal screen. Now Hodgkill is barking at him. You better be careful because he might get sent to the deck real quick.
The whole team was just barking at him right there, and you do not want to take off these Marshfield players because not only are they skilled, but they are physical. Tyler, this one could get chippy.
This one could become a bloodbath real quick, and I'm not talking about a blowout. Here's Hodgkill, gets it over to Sheehan. In the corner is Arts, top of the key. Good ball fake right there from Barricky into the corner for Hodgkill. Hodgkill can't put the 3 up. He celebrated like he greened it. Sheehan goes over, barely saves it. What a diving play there from Sheehan. Gets his team an extra possession. Now Barricky's slipping. The court might just need to get waxed a little bit during the break after these 90 seconds. Shot goes up for Frazier. Frazier puts in the 3. Barking like this is his own gymnasium right now as Duxbury's out to a 5-point lead.
The sophomore has had a phenomenal start today.
Feldman throws it up and gets fouled by what it looked to be 3 people right there on that shot.
You see Barricky laughing right now, chirping the players, Tyler. Right now, Duxbury is out for blood in this game.
I was just about to mention that all Barricky could do was laugh at it. And whenever you're the away team in this rivalry, you always assume that the refs are against you. We both know that from experience.
Unfortunately.
First one for Feldman is up and it's good. Noah Feldman getting back to his ways now. Marshfield bringing some size into the game with Cam Ryan.
Right now, Feldman's keeping his poise at the line, and that's something this Marshfield team is going to need to do all game, is just keep their poise. The moment you lose your cool, this game could go anywhere.
Absolutely. We're closing in on 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Second shot for Feldman is up, and that one's good. Looking like Marshfield's going to keep Cam Ryan on the ball like they've been doing whenever he's in the game. And they're going to get a 5-second call right there. So I'm assuming Ryan must have called the dead ball. So great intimidation there from Cam Ryan, just using his size to force the 5. Now Hession's going to take this out from underneath. Marshfield back in the box set. Look like they're trying to get Patton open. Nothing's there. Hession's got to get it in quick, and he just throws the ball away. So Marshfield got the possession and wasn't able to do anything with it.
Duxbury's defense has been phenomenal. They forced Marshfield to make the same mistake that they just made. It wasn't a 5-second call, but it was about to be before Hession threw it out of bounds. And you know Coach Fish is going to have a couple words for them at the end of this first quarter.
Absolutely. You can only assume that something went wrong in the play call right there. Now we're starting to hear it from the Marshfield bench. One of the key things is the 6th man from the Marshfield bench being the noise they all make during it. Now here's Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss just throws up a prayer into the middle to Barricky. Barricky throws an over-the-head pass. Now in the corner to Sheehan. Patton just overcommits a little bit. Sheehan goes up, challenge Ryan. They're going to whistle Ryan for the foul. It didn't look like Ryan touched him at all. So he must have gotten hit by the ghost of somebody from Marshfield Pest.
Couple calls that have not gone Marshfield's way. Marshfield has done a great job all season of not fouling, but in this game, they have 4 fouls in the first quarter. I don't think Marshfield has reached the bonus all season in a quarter.
I don't think so either. Marshfield does a really good job of not fouling. So here's Sheehan at the line. First shot's good for Sheehan.
Tiernan Sheehan, he's had a phenomenal game in this first quarter coming off the bench.
Far just did what he needs to do. Got to the paint, hit a 3 when he was open in the corner. That's all you can ask for a guy off the bench. Second shot's up. Second shot's no good. Bongelotti failed to hit a body on that box out. Now Duxbury's going to get an extra possession. Hotchkiss loses his pivot foot right there, and they're going to call him for the travel.
Hotchkiss does the classic look at his coach when the ref makes a mistake as if he did nothing wrong. Great, tough break there for Duxbury. Lucky break there for Marshfield.
If I took my contacts out, I think I could have seen the travel on that one. That was fooling nobody. Here goes Patton, hitting 1 minute left here in the quarter. Marshfield in the 1-4 high set. Looking like they're just waiting for Patton to make a decision. Gets it to Bongelotti. Bongelotti out to Feldman. Feldman faked the 3, got his defender in the air. Patton fakes the 3. Patton goes in, out to Feldman. Feldman, the great extra passing shot, no good for Feldman. Ball's up in the air, and Duxbury has it. Here comes Arts. Arts throws it a pass court to Hotchkiss. Shots up there for falls, and that one falls through the net. Marshfield just trying to go here. There's no shot clock, so they have a chance to go 2 for 1, and Feldman just puts up a quick shot right there. Not what you want to do if you're the Rams. Now Hotchkiss just dribbling it up the court. They're still trying to go fast. Shot's no good. Hession comes up with the rebound. Looking like both teams just trying to play fast right here. If you're Marshfield, you might want to just ease back and take the final shot.
And we saw this last game as well, Tyler, where both teams are rushing it when there's no shot clock left. Take the last shot.
That looks like what Marshfield's trying to do as he tries to get it in to Ryan, and Ryan somehow comes up with it, and he falls to the ground, and he gets it over to Patton. So great second effort from Cam Ryan to get the dish to Dan Patton, but still overall sloppy quarter from the Rams.
I mean, a horrifically sloppy quarter from the Rams. They're down 5 to the Dragons. Marshfield hasn't been trails the Dragons in quite some time. Coach Fish has some choice words for them. I can already hear him from here getting ready to scream at them. Duxbury, on the other hand, has a ton of momentum. They have been hitting those shots, and their bench has been active. That's something that you wouldn't think matters that much, but a connected team is a winning team. That's something Coach Fish has said in all of his years here at Marshfield. Duxbury right now looks very connected. Marshfield also seems connected, but Duxbury has all the momentum right now.
That's one of Coach Fish's best sayings. And yeah, Andrew, Marshfield, they had a lot of possessions where they could have had easy baskets, and they just made silly mistakes. They were able to force the 5-second call, but then they weren't even able to get the ball in bounds afterwards. So just little things like that, if you can fix those, you can be up by a lot more. So if you're Marshfield, what's some other stuff you have to look to fix in this second quarter?
It's suffocating defense. They're allowing too many open threes. They're allowing too many open looks. Those can't happen. Duxbury, we can clearly see they're hitting their shots. I mean, look at them. They can't get to the basket many other ways. They're not that big to be able to get to the rack. Now, players like Tiernan and Sheehan have had some great takes, but you cannot leave any of these kids open for three because they can all shoot.
Looks like Sheehan's going to be left out there to start the second quarter, so he must have left a good impression on the Duxbury coaching staff in order to keep him out here. Here's Hochkapel with the ball. Looks like they're calling a set play. Looking in like a 1-3-1, just trying to run the double screen. McCabe does a good job of reading that. Had the height with Bongelati there, too. Now here's Arts. Tried to get it to Barrick. He couldn't get it. Still trying to get it to Barricky. Now they send it over to Falls. Falls just loses that one right there. Didn't even get back tapped. Just coughed that one up. Feldman trying to go into the middle. Get to the Patton in the corner. No hesitation for Dan Patton. That three's just a little short there for Patton.
It's odd seeing Marshfield struggle so much from beyond the arc. A team that has been super successful from beyond the arc all season. And right now, neither of the captains are hitting threes.
The thing is with that, Marshfield doesn't take a large volume of threes, as the shot right there by Arts is off. As Barricky saves it. Fish very upset with Jamison Bongelati as Barricky shoots that one from the parking lot. Hessian pokes that one out, but poked it to nobody. So ball's going to stay here with Duxbury. So very interesting shot selection from Barricky right there. It's the start of the second quarter, and you're shooting from Steph Curry range.
Barricky thought he was Steph Curry with that shot right there, and you said it yourself. Coach Fish was not happy with that offensive rebound. He thought Bongelati was well in range of getting that basketball.
Liam Riley just came to check in. You have to assume he's coming in for Bongelati after that. And they're going to whistle McCabe for the foul. Looked like McCabe got all ball right there, so that's going to be Ryan McCabe's second foul, Andrew. And I can see you grinning right here. You definitely don't agree with that call.
I mean, I'll tell you what, it's the second time that McCabe has gotten the ball. But
oh, that's his third foul.
Oh,
wow.
McCabe has 3 fouls. That is, ladies and gentlemen, that is not good. We're 9 minutes into the game, and McCabe is more than halfway to fouling out. Fish did not want to go to his bench. I can tell you that right now. Fish only wants to play around 7 players, but now he has to because McCabe with 3 fouls. Now Rollinson checks into the game, someone who has seen less time in the recent games, but someone who brings a lot of strength and power to this Marshfield squad.
Barricky goes 1 for 2 at the line. Liam Riley does a great job of running the basket line. Noah Feldman able to finish through contact. He's barking after that one. He wanted the foul call as well. This game, Andrew, is definitely going to get really, really chippy as we continue on.
Absolutely. That was a tough shot selection. That was a great take from Noah Feldman. But that was he definitely rushed it, but he's just trying to get his team back in the game. Great stuff there from Feldman.
Gambled almost paid off right there. As ball goes up to Falls, Riley smothering him right now. Like how some people smother their waffles and catch up, and he's going to force the turnover right there. Great defensive pressure from Liam Riley.
And that's what he does best. We can say it time and time again. Riley is constantly in your face, constantly bringing the pressure, not allowing you to do anything with the basketball.
We know Liam Riley's a huge LeBron guy, but he definitely models his game after Patrick Beverly, and it's something that you love to see.
Jordan is the GOAT, but yes, he definitely does do that.
On the block, Feldman spins. Had Barricky jump into him, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. And Barricky looked like he just shoulder checked him right there, so ref just looking like he's going to look past that one, but that's definitely something you got to keep an eye on.
Barricky is just out for blood this game, and Barricky has been he's been on this Duxbury varsity team for years now. He was a starter last year. A lot of these players are. Hochkapel was a starter last year as well. This is a senior-heavy Duxbury team, and they're ready to do some damage this year. And what is going to be most of these players' final year.
Arts for the 3, and Marshall just leaves them. They don't even move back on the screen right there. As here comes Patton down the floor. Patton just trying to get something easy in the paint. Throws it up. Rollinson gets it. Rollinson misses the layup right there. There's a dead bunny under the basket. Now Duxbury coming up the court trying to get this lead to double digits. Barricky goes up, tries to dump that one in, and that's just a turnover right to Brody Hessian. Brody Hessian, no kick ball violation despite that going off of Falls' foot. I'm not sure what the refs are calling right now. They must be watching a different game. As Patton puts his body on the line and he gets the charge. Huge momentum play there from Dan Patton.
There is nothing that Coach Fish values more than taking a charge. But you saw, folks at home, you saw Coach Fish right there. He is still not satisfied. He was just screaming at Nate Rollinson for not getting back on defense because Patton took on a 2-on-1.
Now coming into the game for Duxbury is the first time, number 5, Gavin Hammond, another senior on this very senior-heavy team. Duxbury looking like they're putting more pressure on now. There goes Patton. Patton just puts his head down and goes to the rim. Jumps into Sheehan, and he gets fouled. So it looks like Dan Patton is starting to do what we saw him do against Dennis Yarmouth and just take this game into his own hands.
There's nothing Dan Patton can do better than attack the basket and just take over the game. When Dan Patton is feeling it and he takes it to the hoop, he can finish at the rack any way he wants.
2 big free throws coming up here for Patton, trying to get this lead back down to 5. So that's going to be Sheehan's second foul, too. Have a lot of fouls already in this game, obviously. The biggest one we have to point out is Ryan McCabe having 3 already. That's a very big concern if you're Coach Fish in this Marshfield team.
Absolutely. McCabe is the one who brings in all of the rebounds for this team. He's averaging over 12 rebounds a game. You can't have him be out, especially against Duxbury. Duxbury, they have 0 height. They play all physicality. With 0 height, McCabe has height and physicality. McCabe has gotten every rebound against this Duxbury team thus far. You cannot be missing him.
Sheehan comes out of the game right there. Back into the game is Frazier. So Patton goes 2 for 2 at the line, gets the deficit back down to 5. Hushkable calls for the screen. Patton just blitzes that one. Out to Hammond on the wing. Hand off to Barricky. And right there, Liam Riley doing a great job staying in front. The closeout. Wild layup goes up there for Falls. Maybe his brother could have hit that one. Falls misses that, and that goes out of bounds, but they're going to say last touch off of Rollinson, so Duxbury's going to keep possession.
And that is the right call. It's just an unfortunate mishap right there from Rollinson.
Patton gets his hand in there, but can't come away with that one. Now they're going to double Hotchkill. Hotchkill spins back, tries to go into the paint, shoots it over Patton, doesn't even hit the rim. But great pressure there from Falls. He's able to force a turnover. Falls falling away. Can't make that one. Rollinson with the rebound. Gets it up to Patton. Patton met at the line by Barricky. Now Patton just going to come up with it. Dribbling through traffic. A sequence only Dan Patton can get out of. Almost does too much, but he somehow keeps possession of the ball. Not really sure what that was. Anyway, here's Riley. Into Rollinson. Rollinson tries to put his head down. He spins and he loses it. Nate Rollinson making struggle play after struggle play right now. Very frustrated if you're him.
And you see Hotchkill complaining for a call too. Neither of these teams are playing with any poise. This is such a rushed and just crazy game.
Absolutely. It looks like Marshfield just keeps doubling off of these screens, looking like they don't want Hotchkill to kill them from deep. Now here's Barricky, top of the key. Getting a screen over here from Frazier. Rollinson's going to blitz off that screen. Here's Hammond. Hammond fakes the 3, tries to go inside. Riley set up for the charge. Patton's able to force a wild shot there from Hammond, trying to draw the foul. Rollinson wanted that ball running the floor. Patton just puts his head down, looking like a running back, maybe like the manager, Phoenix Bogard, just hitting the A-gap. Patton able to sneak in there for the layup.
And you mentioned the name Hammond, Tyler. That's another senior on this team who I think checked in for the first time just a minute or 2 ago.
He did.
Just a senior-heavy Dragons basketball team.
Absolutely. Deficit down to 3. Barricky trying to extend the lead. Pulls up from the yellow line, and that one just rattles out. A shot like that at this point in the game is almost unheard of, so that took a lot of guts shooting that, as Riley just throws that one away, trying to hit Brody Hessian on the cut towards the middle. Now here's Hotchkill. Dump in to Frazier, into the corner for Falls. Rollinson closes out. Rollinson unable to guard. Falls able to get the layup, lead back up to 5 for the Dragons.
This game has just been chaotic, Tyler. As I mentioned, neither team is showing poise at all right now. Duxbury, we're used to seeing that. But you look at Marshfield, all players on this team are making mistakes like this. Hessian, Patton, these are players that usually keep themselves composed and have poise and play very slow, calm basketball. But they've been rushed, they've been making mistakes, turnovers, and Duxbury's forcing it upon them because they came into this gym looking for blood, looking for revenge, looking to end this 8-year losing streak.
Totally agree with you on the Marshfield side, but Marshfield's done a decent job of forcing Duxbury into some of those mistakes too, but not nearly as that high of a volume as Duxbury has done to the Rams.
Absolutely. Duxbury has still been making mistakes. This game has just been pure chaos.
Into the game for Marshfield are a pair of juniors, Cole Hannigan and Luke Richardson. Richardson looking like he's on a minute restriction tonight, so they can't use him at full power quite yet. Selman just dribbling all over the place. Into the corner for Hannigan. Hannigan puts up the 3. 3's no good for Cole Hannigan. Rebound taken there by Arts. Now here's Hotchkill coming up the floor. Gets a screen. Richardson blitzes that one. Hessian gets his hand in the passing lane, but Frazier able to collect it at the yellow line. Doesn't think about pulling this one. Now he steps back over to Arts. Arts to Hotchkill. You can't leave him open. Hotchkill gets inside, puts up the floater. Can't hit the teardropper, Ball's still loose. Ball's up for grabs, and Patton makes an unbelievable pass to Noah Feldman, and Feldman finishes that one over Fall's head.
I don't even know how Dan Patton is able to find Feldman there. That was an unbelievable pass from Patton. Patton's able to keep his composure right there, find the pass, and now it's a 3-point game.
Plays like that are why he was playing over in Europe this summer. Now here's Arts. Arts just looking for someone, gets it over to Frazier. Frazier just dancing now, hands it off to Hammond. Back to Arts. Now here's Huxtable trying to turn the corner. Hessian does a good job cutting him off. Counting down the shot clock. Frazier from way downtown can't connect that one. Richardson grabs the rebound. Now Richardson just trying to go up the court, and he does. Just pushing the tempo. Gets it into Hannigan. Hannigan into the corner for Patton. Dan Patton puts up the 3 for the tie. Shot's no good for Patton. Rebound there by Hammond. Could have been a very big momentum swing there if Patton's able to knock that 3 down.
Great dish from Hannigan, but again, the shots are just not falling for anyone in white jerseys tonight.
Jock goes up there. Falls able to knock that one in. Falls is just talking his talk after every basket. You might not want to do that too much because that could come back to haunt you.
Don't do that too much, but Falls is one of the only players tonight who has kept their composure with the ball.
Patton looked like he wanted to yam that one right there. Looked like he tapped backboard on that layup. So we're going to have a timeout on the court here for Duxbury. Andrew, Marshall doing such a good job of getting close to the lead, but just as they get it to within one possession, they let up an easy basket on the other end.
And the defensive discipline has also just, it's building off of what you said, the defensive discipline has just not been there. Marshfield has been jumping left and right for fake shots. Now I know Duxbury does shoot all the time. That's really their only method of scoring. But Marshfield has been jumping for joy out here on defense. And that's something that Fish has taught them a lot not to do. He does closeout drills literally every practice so you can properly close out and not jump. But Marshfield is out here jumping for every shot that Duxbury takes.
Yeah, there's also practices where you don't even touch a ball for the first hour and a half, and it's all defensive drills. Marshfield, just so many mental errors, but they've had so many great offensive plays too. Like we just saw a really good stretch from them. Just unfortunate they gave up that quick layup on the other end. If that layup doesn't go, this is a 1-point game.
And Tyler, this could be one of those practices in the coming days so they don't touch the ball if they don't win this game right here. Coach Fish does not expect to lose to Duxbury in his time remaining as a head coach. He's won 16 straight games. He plans to keep it that way.
Absolutely, but hey, we still have a lot of game left to play here. So interesting to see what Marshfield comes out in here. Looks like they're going to stay in that full court press. And it looks like Fish might just wave off Luke Richardson's minute restriction. You can hear Luke's dad coaching from the sideline. Love to hear it. Hotchkiss calls a play. Get it to the elbow to Falls. Falls throws up the wild layup. Shot won't go.
He had a wide open mid-range. I'm not really sure why he took that to the rack.
More of a slasher. Here goes Patton out to Richardson. Richardson ball fakes, gets it in the corner to Hessian. Hessian puts up the 3. Shot's no good there for Hessian. Cole Hannigan taps it in the air. Almost tapped it into the basket. Patton tries to poke it loose from Falls. Falls hits the deck. Now here goes the ball at the court. Here's Arts. Miscommunication. Now Hotchkiss gets into the paint, tries to draw the foul, and he does, and he gets the M1 over Brody Hessian. So Hessian, usually really good about not fouling right there, just fell for the bait right there on Hotchkiss.
And that call could have gone either way. I think it's a reasonable call, but I think it could have gone either way. In Brockton, I'll tell you what, that's not a foul, but great take from Hotchkiss, and that's huge for the Dragons to extend the lead with just 13 seconds left to play. It's impossible for Marshfield to tie or have the lead at halftime. That was a phenomenal take right there.
We're going to have a foul on the free throw right there. Frazier's pleading his case that he didn't foul, but it looked pretty clear that that was a foul from up here.
Absolutely an over-the-back call. And that's Frazier's 3rd foul. So now him and McCabe are neck and neck with 3 fouls. And that's a huge one for Duxbury because Frazier, the only non-senior who's getting court time, has been phenomenal today.
Looks like Fish just wants one shot right here in the final 10 seconds. It looks like he wants, no, it's not, it's going to be Patton. Patton just fires the 3 from way downtown. Shot's no good. Hannigan on the offensive glass, and he just throws it right at Mr. Landry at the scorer's table. Can't put a shot up.
And that was probably Coach Fish's worst nightmare, all that we just saw. The shot not with time expiring, and then Hannigan throwing it out of bounds with time expiring. Marshfield down 5 at the half, but this is a similar story. In the last game, Dennis Yarmouth came into this gym, and they were up 6 at the half. Marshfield was trailing 6 at the half, and they came in, went on a 35-point run. Now, Marshfield is trailing by 5 at the half. Who's going to stop them from going on another 35-point run? We've seen this happen just 4 days ago.
I'm very curious to see what happens here in the second half. Fisher definitely didn't look too happy all walking in the locker room. Had his hand on his head. That's never a good sign. So I'm guessing they're about to get yelled at. Lots going to go down in that locker room, but don't go anywhere. After this quick word from our sponsor, Andrew and I will be with our camera guy, Ben Wilson, here for the halftime show. Talk about what we liked, what we didn't like here in the first half, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with that.
Word.
MHS Sports is proudly presented by Biviano General Contracting. Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations. More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com. Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Hey guys, I'm Will.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Ben.
And we are the voices of the Marshfield Rams football team for the pregame and halftime show that you hear every week.
Welcome back to the Marshfield Rams
MCM
pregame show.
To the
halftime show. I am Jack Hughes. This is Will and Ben. And
with the season coming to an end, we just want to take a quick time out and say thank you to everyone who joined us every single week to broadcast the Marshfield Rams football games. That ball picked off to the 5-10 touchdown. Marshfield wants to go and block it. They did. No one's going to catch Cole Hannigan as he throws on the afterburners.
The opportunity to broadcast our hometown athletes is such a privilege. We are also honored to bring you guys into the action.
Unfortunately, we're actually at risk of losing this local sports coverage that brings our community together. Frankly, we're in desperate need of support.
You see, we're a nonprofit, and while you may see us on a variety of platforms, the main funding that Marshfield Community Media gets is from the cable payments of Marshfield residents.
As more and more people continue to cut cable in the town, this results in dwindling funds for MCM, which means less broadcasting and even worse, less football.
If you enjoy seeing our local athletes on screen, if you've been enjoying our halftime reports, or if you value hometown sports and community storytelling, please consider making a donation today. Your donations can help keep the lights on, the mics working, and the cameras rolling.
Your donations will go directly towards the essentials: equipment upgrades, production costs, and to pay the staff that's behind us every single week during the games.
Every contribution, big or small, helps keep the game going and the cameras rolling. So please, consider donating down below.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the halftime report here on Marshfield Community Media. I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined with Andrew Youngworth and Ben Wilson. And guys, It was a rough first half for the Rams right now. They have an 8-year winning streak on the line right now, and they're definitely not playing like they want to defend it. So what's some things you guys saw in that first half that the Rams can pick
I
up?
agree with you, Tyler, but this is something we saw last week. A dull first half, but then the Rams come out of the locker room and pound the defense of their opponent and just score a bunch of points. But right now, as you mentioned, it's looking a little low, for the Rams offense. But I've noticed they've been going a lot for three-pointers. Being down by a little bit is not a situation you want to be in, but sometimes you just need to go for the easy 2 points rather than going for the less than easy three-pointers, I would say. And I think that's the Rams' biggest problem walking into the second half.
On the defensive side, we've seen Duxbury hit a lot of three-pointers. How does Marshfield limit Duxbury's three-pointers? Because they have to hit their own. But how can they limit Duxbury from hitting their three-pointers? Because that's where most of their points have come from.
Yeah, Marshfield has to definitely limit Duxbury's scoring in the second half, but we saw that in Dennis Yarmouth. We saw Dennis Yarmouth playing some two-man defense, but which left an open man for the Rams offense. So maybe a similar situation here. The Rams need to put the pressure on whoever has the ball, because currently the Duxbury Dragons are able to throw the ball around the court and trick the Rams into where it's going. So that's the Rams' biggest problem. But also the biggest problem is Duxbury hitting long threes. We've been seeing threes be hit almost from half court that the Rams have been letting up. So that's the biggest problem the Rams defense needs to let up.
Yeah, there's so much to go wrong here, but there's obviously some guys that need to step up. We've seen Luke Richardson finally making his return to the floor. Do you think, looking like Fish has him on a minute restriction right now, do you think they need to use him more in the second half, or do you think they could survive without him?
Yeah, I would definitely say the Rams need some support in the second half, but I think Dan Patton, like last game, he had 27 points in that win over Dennis Yarmouth, so I think he's going to be a key player in the second half, as well as Noah Feldman, who dropped 18 points against Dennis Yarmouth, and lastly, Brody Hessian, who had 17 points, and Ryan McCabe also had 16. So the Rams offense definitely knows a way around the second half, so I want to see what the Rams can do.
Looking forward to it. We'll be right back in about 3 minutes here for the second half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Marshfield Community Media.
Over the past 15 years, MCM has supported the Marshfield community through its mission in connecting the community. As successful as MCM has been, there is a significant challenge facing MCM that will dramatically impact the Marshfield community. Just like almost all community media centers, over 90% of MCM's funding comes from Comcast and Verizon's cable licenses with the town of Marshfield. MCM receives a small percentage of that cable revenue. With technology changing and people changing the way that they consume media, many people have decided to abandon cable television for streaming platforms. 2021 to 2022 saw the greatest one-year decline in cable subscriptions in Massachusetts at 10%. Marshfield isn't immune to this, and over the next several years, we expect to see at least a 20% decrease in our funding due to the decline in cable subscribers in Marshfield. It means saying goodbye to members of the MCM staff, not making important upgrades that make MCM the state-of-the-art studio it is, and a significant reduction in support to valuable community institutions. But most importantly, what does this mean for you? It means saying goodbye to open and transparent government coverage, not being able to see important Marshfield school events like graduation and sports, as well as important community news and information shared by MCM. Please don't let this
No, absolutely not. You saw the miscommunication there as well. Duxbury just feeling the momentum. You can hear the bench on the mic right now. They are loud. They're way louder than the student section is.
You saw it underneath the basket.
Tyler, there's a chance this could be a very fun second half. We're 30 seconds in, and we got a Barricky 3 that lit up the Duxbury bench, and we have a Noah Feldman and one that just lit up this gym. Two of probably arguably the best player on each respected team, definitely a captain on each respected team that everyone looks to for guidance, and both of them with just clutch shots.
Feldman able to convert the N1 and keep it on the highlight reel with the free throw made. Now here's Hoshkapo walking up the floor. Looking like Duxbury playing at max 7 people right now. Really only 6 because Hammond really only went in for a few minutes. Now Hessian swarming Hoshkapo at half court right now. He gets it over to Sheehan. Fish has McCabe back on the floor. McCabe has to play very carefully right now as he's able to get his hand out and force the miss. Ryan McCabe playing with 3 fouls as Feldman just trying to go downhill. Almost carries. Doesn't put the ball back down. Gets his own miss. Goes back in. Gets poked by Falls. Gonna call no reach, but they're gonna say ball went out of bounds off Falls. So Falls and Feldman just share a shoulder check right there.
And I think they're both happy with that. Neither of them like each other. Duxbury wanted the carry there, but that's the way the call goes.
Feldman barely able to get the ball right here. Here's Arts covering him. Just puts his head down, goes to the rim, can't put the layup in. Noah Feldman struggling right now inside the paint. Got the N1, couldn't convert on that possession. Now he's got Hoshkapo. Gets lost in the sauce right there. The parents are oohing and ahhing at that one. Ball goes into the corner to Sheehan. Ryan McCabe doing a good job keeping his hands off, and he gets the block.
And that is what Ryan McCabe does best. He gets boards over you, he stuffs you, he blocks you, he does everything that a paint beast does. Ryan McCabe is a pure paint beast.
Barricky gets the ball going into the paint. Gets tripped up right there. Wanted the foul beforehand. Looked like Riley wanted to get a foul. Riley was kind of pushing off on him a little bit right there.
Yeah, and what happened after the foul is the way this game has gone. Riley steps over him, and then Falls just shoulders Feldman for zero reason to go help up Barricky.
Sounds like a Marshall-Duxbury rivalry, if you ask me. Now here's Hoshkapo getting the screen, doesn't use it. McCabe, good job of helping, and he loses the ball. Marshfield has a 4-on-1 right now as Dan Patton just going into the paint, drops it into Feldman. Good defense right there. Foul there on Barricky, so Marshfield almost blew the 4-on-1 right there, but Feldman can make up for it at the free throw line.
That was actually phenomenal defense from Barricky, stopping, I believe it was a 3-on-1. That is his second foul. That's something to keep an eye on because the third one's a lot more dangerous than the second one. But Feldman at the line, he's been great all season. I hope I didn't just jinx him here.
And you didn't. So Feldman able to knock in the first one, get the deficit down to 4.
That's something the captains have done a great job with all season is free throw shooting. And like I said, in close games like this, free throw shooting means everything.
Second shot for Feldman is up, and you 50% jinxed them.
I'll take a 50-50.
Stays at a 2-possession game. Hessian done a good job on Hoshkapo all night. Duxbury trying to run a set play right there. Just looking for Falls in the middle. Feldman looks like Marshall came out in a zone as Liam Riley puts his body on the line, and he gets the charge. What an unbelievable hustle play from Liam Riley, Andrew.
That is a textbook charge. He was set. He was in the perfect spot. That is a phenomenal take from Liam Riley. Limits the 6-point deficit to still a 4-point deficit, and they could possibly make it a 1-score game. That is why Liam Riley is in this starting lineup.
And all he's doing after about it is laughing. Here's Ryan McCabe. Ryan McCabe stiff arm Sheehan. No call there. Liam Riley gets it, goes up, gets fouled there by Falls. So Liam Riley playing with a lot of confidence right now in this third quarter, Andrew.
Tyler, we're 2 minutes into the third, and Duxbury has 4 team fouls in this quarter. That's something Marshfield has done a great job doing in this third quarter. That is keeping their poise, keeping their composure, and letting Duxbury rile themselves up and rally up that foul count.
First free throw's a little short right there for Liam Riley. Must have hit arms yesterday. So now back into the game. That's Frazier replacing Sheehan for Duxbury. Second shot for Riley is up, and that one bounces in, so Liam Riley able to cash in 50%. Marshall has it into a 1-possession game right now with Hoshkapo walking it up the floor. Gets it out to Barricky. Riley doing a great job on him as they get it out to Frazier. Frazier puts up the three. That one's short. Lands into the hands of Ryan McCabe. He can speed boost. McCabe gets checked by Hotchkiss at half court. McCabe just going to the paint. And it's going to be a blocking foul there on... that's Falls, so that's going to be Falls' third. That's two quick ones here on Falls in the third quarter, Andrew. So now he's got to play careful.
And I don't know why Falls is doing all this complaining. That was absolutely a blocking foul. His feet weren't set. And now, just like that, Marshfield is in the bonus. And another great point you made. That's Falls' third foul. Duxbury is in some dangerous foul trouble here. Marshfield's done a great job keeping their poise and composure, getting Duxbury riled up, but Marshfield is still down by 3. They need to hit their free throws. They need to hit their shots as well.
Looking like Fish was noticing the extra aggression from Duxbury and looked like he just wanted to use it to advantage. We all know Fish doesn't play checkers. He plays chess when it comes to high school basketball games like this. Forcing the fouls early, and now you're in the bonus with 5 minutes to play in the quarter. This is where you can really do some damage.
And that's why Coach Fish has over 700 career wins. And this Duxbury head coach, I believe he's in his second season as a head coach. Coach Fish knows everything there is about the game of basketball. This head coach, he knows a lot, but not as much as Coach Fish. And I think we might see that in this second half.
So this is going to become a coaching duel. So now, Andrew, Marshfield has all this momentum. How do you use it to your advantage, get the lead, and just keep that lead?
Well, now, Tyler, the momentum on the court needs to become momentum in your mind. It's all a mental game here on the court. And we talked about this when we were at Brockton. Marshfield got dominated in the mental battle against the Boxers. That's why they lost by 20. Duxbury's mental game is not at the right state right now. Right now, they're trying to get into Marshfield's head instead of focusing on worrying about themselves. If Marshfield is able to rattle the Dragons, Marshfield can easily come away with a 20-point win. I said it. They can absolutely repeat what they did against the Dolphins. The mental game is so important in the game of basketball.
Absolutely, and Ryan McCabe, he's done a good job so far of not getting discouraged over his 3 fouls. Got to see what he can do here at the free throw line. First shot from McCabe. That one's no good, so Marshfield, a little bit of struggle at the free throw line right now. If they make their free throws, they're ahead in this game.
Marshfield 2 of 5 from the line in the second half, and they were missing some shots in the first half as well.
Second shot from McCabe is up. This one's good. We got a 2-point game here, Andrew.
2-point game. It can go anyone's way. And you said it. If they hit all their free throws, they have the lead. But Duxbury also has not hit all of their free throws.
Duxbury doing a little bit of handoff right here. Patton just trying to keep his hands off of Arts. Tries to slip it into Falls, and that one ends up into the hands of Dan Patton. Patton looking at what he's got. Goes up, tries to sneak it into Hessian. Patton could have had a layup chance right there, but he just threw it away. McCabe does a good job catching up to Falls. Got to do it. Try to not foul here, and Falls able to put it in. Falls does the same thing every time he scores. He barks for a little bit and he claps. Not really sure why you would do that in a close game, but
that was the best shot selection he could have gotten there, because that would have been a charge if he had taken it all the way to the rack. The floater was the only shot he could have done there.
Hessian loses it. Patton gets headbutted. Ball is still up in the air. Now here's Falls again. Falls, we know he isn't going to pass it. Feldman. And they're going to say Feldman moved his feet, so it's going to be a blocking foul. It's going to be an and one there for Falls, and Falls is fired up, and so is his entire team. And just like that, Andrew, for the probably millionth time tonight, a 2-point deficit goes to a 6-point deficit, just like that.
It's been 25 seconds, and Falls just got 4 quick points, possibly 5. He's barking at the team, and now Duxbury has all the momentum once again.
Just inexcusable for Marshfield.
Absolutely, and it's something you can't do. Marshfield's mental game is now at a weak point again. Some weak turnovers on the offensive end lead to some weak buckets allowed on the defensive end.
Marshfield catches a break, Falls, misses the free throw, and you're at a point now where Coach Fish is sitting on the bench. You never see him sit.
Yeah, no, that's never good when Fish is sitting on the bench.
Marshfield swinging it around. Feldman dancing. This court has been super slippery. They're not going to call any tripping right there, even though it looked like he got mixed up with Hotchkiss. Someone's got to wipe down this court. We've seen several players on both teams just fall to their face on numerous occasions.
Either someone needs to wipe this court or someone needs to get a new shoe sticky thing that you see there at center court that Luke Richardson's standing on.
Duxbury trying to shift the momentum back into their direction. Now here's Barricky, has McCabe on him. McCabe has to be careful. Playing with 3 fouls. Try to slip it into Frazier. McCabe does a great job at tipping it. And now McCabe able to come up with the rebound. Great job by Ryan McCabe. Tries to sneak it through the window to Dan Patton. Falls able to hit it. The ball's going to go out of bounds nonetheless. Now Luke Richardson coming in, taking out Noah Feldman. Coach Fish very pissed off about the turnover there from Feldman.
It's been over 4 minutes. We finally see our first substitution of the half. Fish is just displeased with all of what we've seen from Marshfield after that
Riley puts
timeout.
his head down, gets it to the corner to Richardson. Richardson goes in. Richardson puts up some mid-range. Doesn't bounce in. Ball's loose. Arts is going to come up with it. Richardson does a good job playing a zone right there as they double Hodgkipple at half court. Ball comes loose. They're not going to call anything. But they're going to say ball's last touch off on Marshfield. So Hodgkipple gets a prayer answered for him right there, Andrew, which could have been a very costly 2 points.
That was the best thing that could have happened to him there, because you know that either Patton or Richardson get that ball, and they might possibly dunk it. Who knows?
Now into the game, Jamison Bongelati replacing Liam Riley. Great shift there from Riley. Still got 3 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Duxbury back in that 1-4 high set. Bongelati able to blitz through there to cover the shot from Barricky.
We haven't said Barricky's name since that first three he hit in the first 10 seconds of the half.
Now here's Arts. Arts loses his dribble, goes downhill. Richardson tries to come up with it, and he just does a smart play right there. Hits the Arts. Arts threw the ball at the wall. That's usually a technical foul, and then he jim on in. So surprised we didn't see anything there.
Duxbury has shown a lot of mental weakness here. They've complained a lot after calls. They've done some things that would.
So hold on. Looks like they might have just issued a delay of game warning to Hammond. So that's what it looks like people are clapping for right now.
It's lucky that it was a warning. Some refs don't put up with that, and they just give you a tech right on the spot.
Marshall run, set play, get Richardson open. Richardson hesitates, doesn't put up the three. Now he steps in, takes the tough floater into Bongelati. Great follow there from Jamison Bongelati, making the athletic play.
And that's what Bongelati does best. He's an athletic freak on the court. Great follow-up from Bongelati. That's the type of hustle that this whole Rams team needs to show.
Deficit at 4. Shot goes up from Barricky from way downtown, barely hits the front of the rim. Now Ryan McCabe has it, and you know he can fly. Now McCabe gets into open space, goes to the rim with the left. Can't spin that one in off the rim. McCabe very upset with himself. Hodgkipple going up for the layup, and he gets it on the fast break. Duxbury's entire bench is standing. Everyone on Marshall bench is sitting right now. McCabe jabs, gets into the middle, goes up, puts up the floater, and that one's in.
McCabe really does just get speed boost, Tyler. Now that you mention it, he goes from 0 to 100 in a snap of a finger.
Session back on Hodgkipple. And he throws that one right to Dan Patton. Frazier looks like he's going to go try and challenge it. And Patton sneaks that one in off the glass. We're back to a 2-point game, but this is a point in the game where Marshfield has to stay locked in and not let up anything easy.
And that right there is exactly what Marshfield needed. A bucket, a forced turnover, and then another bucket. A quick 4-point run. Now they're down by 2.
Looks like they're going to blitz Barricky in the corner. Now they get it to Falls. Marshfield just doing a good job trapping. McCabe, great job not fouling right there. Good contest from Bongelati. McCabe is able to come up with the rebound. So Duxbury, a couple chances to extend the lead. They can't do anything with it. Patton loses it. Looked like that was a planned play to Hessian. Hessian can't put the 3 in. And they're going to call Richardson for the foul. Richardson pleading his case to the ref. Definitely looked like he might have caused a little frustration, but it looked like a better acting job there from Falls to just hit the deck.
I don't agree with this call either, Tyler. I mean, I know we're a little biased towards the Rams, but I really don't agree with a lot of these calls. That was a 50-50 ball. You can't call a foul on either person there. It's simply just because Richardson is bigger.
So Richardson's going to come out. That's only his first foul. So Marshfield, they've had that foul bonus for a lot of this quarter, and they've seemed to have done nothing with it.
I mean, they haven't drawn another foul since.
Looked like during that timeout, that was Duxbury's emphasis. Now Hammond back into the game. Here's Barricky. Patton blitzes him right away. Out to Sheehan. Sheehan hit one earlier. Can't bank that one home. Ryan McCabe comes up with yet another rebound. It always just seems to be under the basket to get his. Rams trying to go 2 for 1. Feldman puts up the 3. Can't bank that one home. Great tip there from Ryan McCabe. Ball's loose on the floor, and the ref's going to call a foul. Hammond saying that Bongelati pushed him. Bongelati saying that was a flop and the ball was just loose. So, crazy call right there from the refs. It looked like nobody had possession of that one.
And they're talking too. You look at Bongelati and Hammond, they're talking down on the court.
Definitely the most questionable call I've seen tonight.
And now just like that, Marshfield with 4 fouls. I know there's only 50 seconds left, but Marshfield, the fouls are racking up.
Fish definitely not too happy with what he's seeing right now, partially from the players. And Patton sweeps in there, and he's just not able to get the steal. Sheehan goes into the paint, puts up a wild layup, shots in. Marshfield, about a 4-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Patton just goes in, gets up the layup. Whole bench wants the foul right there.
I'm really surprised that that's not an N1 call. I mean, with the calls that they've had in the last 2 minutes, I'm surprised that's not an N1. great composure on both ends of the floor from each finisher, which was Sheehan. Oh my goodness gracious.
They're just going to get patted on the most gentle poke right there, Andrew.
That's a tough one, Tyler. And now Duxbury goes to the line on the bonus.
I'm really not a fan of what we're seeing right now.
I'm not either. Now it's Hoshkabel at the line. Hopefully a lucky jinx this time, but Hoshkabel's been great from the line all season.
Didn't even notice Hoshkabel's got a little brace there on his right ankle. First shot's up and no good for Hoshkabel.
There we go. I believe this is the first time Marshfield has reached the 5-foul mark all season.
Probably Marshfield's done a really good job of not fouling. Second shot for Hoshkabel's up, and that one's no good. Noah Feldman comes down with it. Rams got a little less than 20 seconds to make a play here at the end of the third quarter. 37-35 is your score. Dan Patton makes his move, goes to the paint, gets fouled. So Patton going to the line, whether it's on the floor or in the air, with 8.5 to play here in the third quarter.
8.5 to play. Patton has a chance to tie the game, but at the same time, Duxbury has plenty of time to go and get the lead back to end the third quarter. And this third quarter, Tyler, is not what we saw against Dennis Yarmouth. And against Dennis Yarmouth, Marshfield gained, I believe, a 20-point lead at the end of the third. That is not what's happening here.
First shot's up. First shot's no good for Dan Patton. That one rims out. Look like Fish is pulling McCabe out for defensive purposes just to protect the rim, so Noah Feldman's going to go in there.
And a smart call by Fish there. I mean, Duxbury has plenty of time to extend the lead. At the same time, McCabe cannot pick up a fourth foul.
Second shot for Patton is up. That one's good for Dan Patton. Now Marshfield, 8.5 to play here, and Hochul's not going to let it roll. He's just going to pick it up. Time's winding down, under 5. Trying to get Barricky open. Barricky puts up a wild layup, and he gets it in at the buzzer. So Marshfield just decided to not have any help defense in the paint at all. They were expecting the 3, and Barricky took advantage of it and got the lead back up to 3 heading into the fourth.
I mean, there wasn't a soul on Marshfield that was in the paint. Barricky, he made one move on the perimeter and then had a wide open lane to the rack, and now the lead is 3 again. This is something that Coach Fish is going to talk to them about right now, because that's something that just simply can't happen. You cannot have a wide open layup with time expiring in the third quarter.
Definitely. There's a lot of things you can talk about in that third quarter. Some of it could be officiating, but you never really know. They have a better angle than we do. But, I mean, some of it has to be Marshfield. They got to 5 fouls. They forced 5 fouls on Duxbury. Only 3 minutes into the quarter. Could have taken serious advantage of that and seemed to do merely nothing off of it. Now they're still down by 3. They haven't even been able to tie the game yet. The closest they've got is 1 point.
Ever since that timeout that was taken 3 minutes into the third quarter, it has been all Duxbury. Those first 3 minutes were leaning towards Marshfield's way in terms of momentum. Marshfield forced 4 fouls in the first 3 minutes. Duxbury's mental game looks weak, and they hadn't hit many shots besides that Barricky 3 10 seconds into the quarter. But after that timeout, it was all Duxbury, and the score doesn't really show it. But in terms of the mental game, the foul count, how they're playing, we have not seen any Marshfield player play to their full potential, not one.
Absolutely not. The closest we can probably say is Ryan McCabe, but he's been limited due to fouls. And one guy in particular that we haven't really seen a lot from on the offensive end tonight is Brody Hessian. He's been what seemed to be like the only sign of life for Marshfield in some of these games recently. Haven't really heard his number a lot, but he's done a great job on Hoshkabel tonight on the defensive end. Don't want that to go unnoticed.
And he's still out there. The shots will fall for the Rams eventually. The shots haven't been falling all night, but they can fall at any point. They can fall at any moment.
Marshall just trying to move the ball, not put it down. As Bongelati puts up the 3, and it's good! Jamison Bongelati ties the game on the first possession of the fourth quarter.
Right on cue. The shots can fall at any point. Don't let Marshfield get hot now.
Looking like the 1-3 high set is coming back. They're trying to get Barricky open. Now they get it to Arts. Feldman switches on. Feldman, great contest, forces that ball out of bounds. And they're going to say Feldman tipped it out of bounds. Patton does not agree with the call right there. I think Feldman knows that he hit that one out of bounds.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, great defense.
Feldman let them know. He did indeed tip it, but that is great defense.
Just throw the lob out to Sheehan. Here's Falls trying to get Barricky open. Barricky has been getting suffocated by this Rams defense all night. Barricky just dancing around. Gets it over to Hoshkabel. Hoshkabel calling for the screen. Shot clock winding down at 5 seconds. Puts his head down, puts it up, and he just gets a bailout foul right there. Just checking into Bongelati. Not much Bongelati could do right there.
Bailout foul. That's a big one just 50 seconds into the quarter. That one almost fell, and that would have been huge for Duxbury to gain some momentum. Great take there by Hoshkabel. Do I think it's a weaker foul? I do, but nonetheless, that's a good take.
First shot for Hoshkabel's up, and that one's no good. Looks like ball doesn't lie.
The ball does not lie. 39-39, 50 seconds in. This fourth quarter is going to be one for the Bucks. This is going to be another staple in the Marshfield-Duxbury rivalry.
Second one's up. Second one's no good for Hoshkapel, so the ball really doesn't lie there on that foul call. Here comes Ryan McCabe. Hand off to Hessian. Patton just wants the ball. Looks like Patton wants to make a play right here. Patton clearing out over to Bongelotti. Hit the last three to tie the game. Now out to Patton. Patton fakes the three. Does a good job not putting the ball on the floor. Goes into Barricky. Patton puts up the layup. Layup's no good. And they're going to whistle Ryan McCabe for the over the back, and that's going to be Ryan McCabe's fourth foul.
And that's a tough one to commit just a minute into the game. And over the back to get your fourth foul that's a tough one, Tyler. That's a tough one.
Just an unfortunate turn of events for McCabe here in this game. Not just now, throughout the entire game. Now here's Hoxkable. Looking like Richardson's getting ready to come in. You have to assume he's going to be taking out McCabe. Now here's Falls. Falls, not really a shooter, gets into the paint, puts up the floater. Floater is good for Falls, and he does his signature clap after the make.
Falls has been great finishing in the paint tonight.
Feldman goes baseline on Arts, and they're going to whistle Arts for the shove. So Feldman finally gets his foul on the baseline, and the 1-3 Dan Patton makes is the one that he shoots after the whistle.
Marshfield's made multiple threes after the whistle in this half, Tyler, but the shots have started to fall. Bongelotti with the three just 20 seconds into the fourth quarter. That's what they need. They need these shots to fall because this is by far the least amount of points the Rams have scored all season. Even when the final buzzer sounds, I can't imagine either team gets more than 55. 39 points in the fourth quarter, something we haven't seen from a Marshfield team this season.
So here comes a guy we've been waiting for all year as Ben Patton is able to knock down the three. I wanted to say Barricky just got eaten alive by that elevator screen. Great work from both Bongelotti and Richardson on that. And I was saying about Luke Richardson, this is what they've been needing him for. Barricky puts up the three. Shot's no good. We're going to have a whistle. And I have a double foul on Richardson and Sheehan down in the paint. Not really sure what happened down there.
I mean, it's just physical. That's how Marshfield-Duxbury games are. But Marshfield's shots are finally falling. And in these final 6 minutes, if Marshfield's shots are going to continue to fall for the rest of the half, you don't want to let the Rams get hot. That's all I'm going to say.
Marshfield finally out to a lead. Your score 42-41 with 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter at Marshfield High School. I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined with Andrew Youngworth. This has been a fun one, and Andrew, I was just saying now we finally have a moment to acknowledge it. Marshfield, this is Luke Richardson's first game back. These are the situations you need him for, so this is going to be a big test for Richardson and this entire team to see what he can do here in these minutes he's about to get. And Feldman just rips that one away from him, playing bully ball, and he's able to stay in bounds. Noah Feldman going to go up on Falls, puts it up, and one for Noah Feldman, and he lets the student section know about it.
And that is how you gain all of the momentum back. You draw the foul, finish it, and I believe that was on Falls. That's going to be his fourth foul as well. Marshfield is now in the driver's seat in these first 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Statement layup right there from Noah Feldman. Gets the steal, keeps the ball in bounds, does everything himself, and is able to get the layup. Now let's see him here at the free throw line. Shot's no good at the line for Noah Feldman. So it's going to stay a one-possession game. Free throws have been a problem for both teams here tonight, Andrew.
Free throws have been a problem for sure, and if Marshfield hits their free throws, they're up by a substantial amount.
Patton tries to get into the cookie jar, but Noah Feldman rejects the three from Arts right there. Noah Feldman tearing an on takeover in this fourth quarter.
And these are the moves you expect to see from your senior captain. The N1, the block, getting the team's momentum back. This is what you expect to see out of your captain.
Now Falls going to come out of the game right here. He's been in foul trouble. Now they just get it out to Hoskapel. Hessian has done a great job on him all night. Now Feldman switches. Hoskapel spins in the paint. Got to watch out for the foul baiting. And Hoskapel just barely able to sneak in the floater.
That's great composure from Hoskapel to be able to finish that.
Rams keep the 1 point lead as Dan Patton just loses his dribble. Now Duxbury has numbers. Here's Barricky. Barricky tries to get it inside to his big man Frazier. Unable to do it. Now Dan Patton is all alone. Patton just dribbling too loosely. Going to be a jump ball. I think possession is going to go to the Dragons, Andrew. So I believe Marshall. No, it's not going to go to the Dragons. It's going to go to the Rams. I believe Marshfield started the period with the ball.
I believe so, yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I'll take it, though.
Gonna get it. Oh, I think I know what it was. Bongelotti gets open underneath the rim, and he misses the gimme layup right there. Lead stays at 1 for the Rams.
Fish almost dropped to his knees for that one. He was very disappointed to see that one drop. Duxbury's done a great job forcing Dan Patton to play rushed.
So they force Hoshkabel into the double. Dan Patton doesn't let that one go over his head. Barely knocks that one out of Frazier's hands right there. Good heads-up play from Patton. So, Andrew, I want to say, I think Marshfield got the possession right there because on the double foul, I believe that also equals a jump ball, and Duxbury was able to keep possession right there.
Yes, you're right.
So that is why Marshfield was able to get the ball back. Noah Feldman using that safety skill of sport he doesn't play, and he forces the ball out of bounds. Noah Feldman fired up right there. 21-on-21 action, forces another turnover. Andrew, Noah Feldman has been nothing short of amazing in this fourth quarter.
That's a risky pass right there, and just a phenomenal effort play from Noah Feldman. And again, this is what you expect your captain to do. He is currently leading this team in this fourth quarter, getting all the momentum, making all the hustle plays.
Now here's Bongelotti on the wing. Into the corner for Patton. Top of the key to Hessian. Hessian, no hesitation. Three's barely off, and they're going to whistle Bongelotti for the over the back. So Hammond just does a great job of forcing that one. You let Bongelotti know about it afterwards.
And Bongelotti has just been racking up these foul calls in the second half. That's going to be his third foul. All 3 fouls will come in the second half. But more importantly to note, it's Marshfield's 4th team foul with over 4 minutes left to play. One more foul and Duxbury's at the line.
Duxbury essentially in the bonus right now. Hessian on Hodgkapel. Duxbury trying to get something going right there. Looks like they just want Hodgkapel to ISO. Now they get it top of the key to Hammond. Outside to Arts. Bongelotti's going to switch onto him. Frazier, deep wing. Richardson goes over and blitzes. Back top of the key. Barricky puts up the three. Three's no good there for Barricky. Ball's loose. Richardson comes up with it. Richardson going to run down the floor. It looked like he's trying to make something happen. Richardson just puts it up. Puts the layup up. Layup's no good right there. Richardson might have rushed that one a little bit. Fish might have wanted him to slow down.
It's still a good shot selection, though. Richardson does hit, though. It's just an unfortunate miss.
Good defense there from Hessian. Forces the miss. Ball's still loose. Ends up back in the hands of Hospital. Frazier puts up the three. This one's good for Cam Frazier, the sophomore, making a huge impact here in this fourth quarter.
And he showed zero fear as he was putting up that shot. He put up that shot so calmly. That was cold.
Richardson barely avoided the travel as Feldman puts up the layup, gets it to go. Bongelotti called for it in the corner. So timeout on the court by Duxbury. Andrew, we got a tie game with 3.5 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. What is going through your mind right now?
I mean, what's going through my mind is both of these teams have some players that are composed and some players who are rushing it. On the Marshfield side, Noah Feldman has been the calmest but also the most aggressive player in this fourth quarter. There's a way to be composed but also play aggressive out of your mind and rush the other team. Feldman has done a perfect job rushing Duxbury and calming down the Rams with just 3 minutes left to play. And for the Dragons, it's Cam Frazier, the sophomore, who has been slowing things down, hitting threes when he needs to. He's been ice cold all game. We haven't said his name that much in the fourth quarter, but when we do say his name, usually it means something good is happening for the kid.
Frazier hasn't had a lot of buckets tonight, but when his number gets called, he answers the call.
Absolutely. And we've been seeing Hoshkapel. He's been getting double covered up top by Patton and Richardson, Patton and Feldman, or Hessian and Patton. I believe Hessian's been on him, so it's been Hessian and all of those players I just named. Hoshkapel hasn't been able to do much in this half, and he has not hit a single free throw from the line. He has been feeling rushed. He hasn't done much. And all of Barricki's threes, he's still shooting them from Curry range, but they're all falling short. He needs to put a little more on the shot, or he needs to move in. But this could go anyone's way, Tyler.
Absolutely. So it looks like Fish is going to take Richardson out right here, and he's going to roll the dice and put Ryan McCabe back in the game. You got to assume Richardson's going to be ready to go in case his number gets called.
Absolutely.
But for now, Ryan McCabe going to be out there playing with 4 fouls.
And that's the right move. You have 3 minutes left. Use McCabe until you can't.
Duxbury not putting Falls back in the game yet. Falls also playing with 4 fouls. And here's Barricky on the wing. Out to Frazier. Frazier puts it up, and they're going to whistle a foul. They're going to say Feldman fouled the shooter, so Frazier's going to go to the line for 3 free throws. Just something you cannot do, Andrew, is foul a 3-point shooter.
That is a horrible play for Marshfield. Now, it's only Feldman's second foul. That's not that big a deal, but you send Frazier to the line who's going to shoot 3 foul shots. He has been money all day, and unfortunately he hits that first one. With 3 minutes left, you're going to give him 3 free throws, and now Duxbury's in the bonus. So every Marshfield foul is going to lead to Duxbury free throws.
Marshfield knocking on that door right now. As Frazier not even taking any time to ease up before this. He's just getting them up and getting them in.
No, he's been calm all game. Every time he gets the ball, like you said, he's just ready to shine. All 3 of those shots, including the 3-pointers earlier, he gets the ball and just fires.
That's just ice cold there from the sophomore. Patton hands it off to Feldman. Rejects the screen. Patton, no hesitation, puts up the 3. That one's no good. Duxbury there to crash the glass. That was Arts. Now Hodgkill going to walk it up the floor, not going to rush. Hodgkill pull back, just chilling at the ram. Trying to get Barracky open. Marshfield's done a great job of shutting off that play all game. Over to Arts. Now Barracky just trying to look for something. Almost loses his footing. Bongelotti tips it. So shot clock is going to stay at 11. But now Duxbury's going to have it on the side.
I mean, it's great defense right there. Duxbury didn't put up a single shot in the first 24 seconds. That's a shot clock violation in the NBA. Now Duxbury's going to take a timeout because they saw right there they weren't able to get anything. Hodgkill wasn't able to get to the perimeter. He was locked up at half court. He picked up the ball on the horn of the Ram logo at center court. Hessian has done a phenomenal job, shutting him down in the second half.
Yeah, you have to give Hessian so much credit. He's just been so good on the defensive end. Hasn't been great on the offensive end tonight, but he's definitely making up for it on defense. And if you're Duxbury, you have a lead that you're playing with right now. You kind of just have to waste time, just burn that clock, give Marshfield as little opportunity as you can give them to make anything happen in this game.
And Marshfield needs to play very careful defense in these last 11 seconds. You cannot send the Dragons to the line, and you absolutely cannot let up a three with only 2 minutes left. Because the shots, they have been falling in the fourth quarter, but overall in the game, they have not been falling. You can't risk a 6-point deficit with 2 minutes left to play.
Couldn't agree with you more, Andrew. So I'm very curious what's going on in both of these huddles. Fisher probably emphasizing don't foul, try and get the ball. And Duxbury probably just trying to look for a shot, as it looks like Hodgkill is going to come in and he's not going to be the inbounder. Looks like maybe looks like Barracky's going to be the inbounder here. So Andrew, if you're Duxbury, what are you looking for off this inbound?
I'm looking to create an open three for either Frazier or Barracky, and I think that this might be an elevator screen for Hodgkill.
So Andrew, one thing I want to point out, looks like Falls is back into the game. Falls also playing with 4 fouls, but he's been such a key piece of this team in a lot of their success tonight. As Arts puts up the layup's no good. McCabe barely pokes that one out as Patton gets it, and Patton's going to draw the foul there on Frazier. So Dan Patton, great hustle play to keep the ball alive and keep possession, so he's able to draw the foul. So now Marshfield, after this next foul, Marshfield will also be on the bonus.
Just a physical play at the ball, great stuff from Patton, keeping his composure, and that's going to make it Cam Frazier's 4th foul. So Duxbury, multiple players here in foul trouble that are on the court. They have to be really careful about who fouls who, and we see Frazier now getting checked out for Tiernan Sheehan, who has done some damage coming off the bench here for Duxbury.
Frazier, big loss here for the Dragons. He's been so good for them here in this fourth quarter. As Marshfield trying to set something up. Ryan McCabe spins back, gets it out to Patton. Patton tries to flip it up to McCabe. McCabe uses that athleticism into the corner. Feldman, no dip 3 is up, and that one's a little short. Barracky has it. He's off and running. Tries to hit Hodgkill. Hodgkill just goes up there, makes a receiver catch, falls, fakes the 3, jumps it inside to Arts, but he's pinned off the backboard by Jamison Bongelotti. What a hustle play, and they're going to whistle Feldman for the travel when he didn't even have possession of the ball.
I mean, what just happened, Tyler? There is so much to unravel here. First of all, that was a phenomenal block by Jamison Bongelotti. The cornerback is going to play college football. He has the bounce, and he just showed it right there. As for the call, that was a tough call. Now with 2 minutes left, Duxbury has 35 seconds to kill.
Andrew, I don't even think Feldman had possession of the ball right there. Marshfield almost forces a turnover right there. Now it's out. Hodgkill doesn't even move his feet on that pump fake. Just try to get Hessian to jump. Looking like Duxbury's going to try and burn as much of this clock as possible as it goes inside to Arts. Shots up. McCabe's able to force the miss. Ball's still loose. Patton comes up with it. Now Patton's going to have possession. Bounces it over to McCabe. McCabe running up the floor. Bongelotti wants it. Patton, one more in the corner. Brody Hessian for 3. Got it! Brody Hessian from downtown ties this game and forces a Duxbury timeout.
It was about time before Brody Hessian nails down a 3-pointer. This is what he has done all season. Brody Hessian has been the heartbeat for this basketball team all season, and we see it once again. He ties the game with just over a minute left. Brody Hessian, cold-blooded 3 from the junior guard.
Hessian was silent all night on the offensive end, but he hit it when it mattered most. We got a tie game. And Andrew, if you're Duxbury, you need a basket here. Marshfield has done such a good job on these last 2 or 3 possessions, rotating back into the paint, forcing these easy misses at the rim.
I mean, they've played phenomenal defense, and when McCabe went up to contest that shot, I got a little nervous that was going to be his 5th, but the refs let the boys play for once, and McCabe able to create the contest, force the shot right, and Brody Hessian, I mean, the cold-blooded 3. And what a great one more pass from Dan Patton. He had the wide open three, but he knew who to give it to when you know you want to nail a three.
There's a saying I used to hear back in AAU. You should always pass up a good shot for a great shot. And that's what Dan Patton just did right there as Hessian was able to nail it from the corner.
And that's what you expect to see out of your captain from Patton there. Patton hasn't had the best second half, but he knows how to keep his composure. He knows how to rally his team. He was able to do that right there, find the one more, and get the phenomenal look from Brody Hessian.
Now here's Hoskapel. The defense chants are loud here in the Couth.
You hear the Rams faithful. They're screaming.
Looking like Duxbury trying to get Barricky open. Tried Frazier too. Feldman did a good job blitzing. Now here's Arts. They get it to Barricky. Barricky can pull from there. Now up to Frazier. Now here's Sheehan. Up to Hoskapel. Hoskapel, another shooter. Surprised he didn't look for that one. Hoskapel almost loses his dribble over to Barricky. Barricky considered pulling that one. Feldman just doing a good job keeping his hands off into the corner. Hoskapel, that's a 2. Shot's no good. Rebound. Swept away by Brody Hessian over to Patton. Patton, one more to Hessian. Hessian goes up. Oh, Hessian gets denied by Frazier. What a play from the sophomore.
That was an unbelievable chase down block from Frazier. But before that was phenomenal defense from the Rams.
Patton blitzes Barricky, making sure he has no window to shoot out of. Now here's Arts, top of the key. Arts, facilitator for this team. Barricky puts up the 3. Shot's no good. Rebound's loose. Taken by Frazier in the corner. Hoskapel puts up the 3. That one's good. Hoskapel knocks that one down to give Duxbury a 3-point lead. Marshfield looking like they're going to go for the last shot and try and play for overtime here. Got about 20 seconds to go. Patton's going to get the screen over. Feldman puts up the 3. And then he's fouled. Noah Feldman is fouled on the 3. So 3 huge free throws coming up here for the Rams, Andrew.
That was the last thing the Dragons could have possibly done. And God forbid if Feldman would have made that three-pointer. The foul was from Arts. That's only his second, but you send Feldman to the line with 3 free throws to tie the game. This is what every kid dreams of.
Feldman got to stay composed with these. First one's no good for Noah Feldman. So now, Andrew, this is a situation where you might want to play to make this first one.
Now
and
you
then
need
miss
to foul.
and then miss the next 2. I mean, make this one and miss the next one.
Tyler, what was crazy about Hoskapel's 3 was Duxbury also had no time on the shot clock. They could have waited till the final second, but Hoskapel just decided to pull that with 30 seconds left and nail that. That was cold-blooded from him, he's had a quiet second half as well.
So no, I believe Coach Fish still has some timeouts left. And Feldman goes for the miss. Not going to get it. My thought process there would have been make it and just foul with both teams in the bonus. So now if you're Marshfield, you have to foul the second Duxbury touches the ball.
They must foul, and Feldman was able to hit the rim too. He just left the line early. If he stays in the line for 1 extra second, that goes off.
Ball goes up to Frazier. Frazier gets it, and he puts the layup in. The clock's going to run. Marshfield Fish decides not to use a timeout. Feldman just dribbles the ball up the court, gets the shot off, should have gotten fouled. Ref doesn't call it. Duxbury's going to dribble the ball off, and Duxbury's going to walk up Marshfield on their own court. And now Hammond is going to talk some trash, and Charlie Finn is going over, pressing the player.
Hoskapel went into Patton's face, and Patton shoved him. And I think Riley got involved a little bit too. Now Hoskapel.
Looking like Coach Fish is going over, talking to Duxbury's staff. And Fish, you could hear him say, don't touch my players. So as we know, there's nothing but bad blood. And Coach Charlie Finn is ready to go to war for his team right now. Jamison Bongelotti saying, don't even go into the handshake line. Marshall's just going to go into the locker room. Duxbury clapping them off the field. So now, Andrew, all I want to see is the next time these teams lock up, as Liam Riley's talking some smack over there. Duxbury just waving them off the court. That could have gone real bad, real quick.
That could have gone bad, and thank the Lord that we had the coaches there to pull away Dan Patton. I believe Liam Riley got involved too. But we saw Coach Finn get involved in the scuffle. And now Coach Fish is furious with those coaches. And now it's not about the Rams' loss to the Dragons, which, by the way, cuts the 8-year win streak for the Rams. Now it's all about looking for the next Duxbury-Marshfield game. Fish no longer cares about this loss. He definitely cares a little bit. This is a horrible loss for the Rams, but this means something else now, Tyler. Coach Fish is going to walk into this locker room, and he's going to give them a speech that I don't think a team has heard in years, because there has never been this kind of blood between the Rams and another basketball team.
That's something you almost never see in a town in the South Shore, and it looks like Duxbury is trying to embrace all of it. And if I'm Duxbury, all I'm doing right now is I'm just worrying about the next time these teams face off. So it's going to be a tough loss for the Rams as they fall 54-50. But Andrew, a lot of people are going to remember this game, especially going into the Rams matchup in Duxbury later on this season.
I'm just saying, Tyler, Duxbury better be careful for the next time that these two teams play each other. Coach Fish is not going to let this happen again. But as for this game, because we do need to talk about this one a little bit, this is a horrible loss for Marshfield basketball. This is one that you expect to be a gimme at this point. I mean, the last time Duxbury had beaten Marshfield in basketball was 2017. I was in 4th grade the last time Duxbury won.
And I wasn't even living in Marshfield at the time.
And now we're in college. So it's been a long time, and Duxbury is not rated very highly on the MIAA scale. They're not even a Division I school. This is not a good look for Marshfield in terms of the MIAA rankings. Now Marshfield falls to 4-2. This is just a tough loss, and to lose to your town rivalry, the town next to you, you lose to Duxbury and basketball. This is a tough loss.
So it looks like we have 4 registered police officers out on the court right now. Not really sure what's going on. Looks like they're all just getting sat up on the bench. Oh, they're taking a team photo right now. You're probably going to see this all over Instagram later.
I'm just saying, whenever Marshfield wins, they usually don't care and they just move on.
It's the difference in discipline in the town, if you ask me.
Absolutely, absolutely. But Duxbury they did play a great game. They did play a great basketball game. The way they handled it after the buzzer, not a big fan of it. But Duxbury did play great basketball for those 32 minutes of game time.
So that's going to be all for now in what was one of the most eventful endings in any Marshfield sport in a long time. But I'm Tyler Pinheiro, joined with Andrew Youngworth. Join us here Friday night for some more basketball action and what will be Andrew's last game of the season. Thank you so much for listening tonight, and we'll see you later. Bye.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by Biviano General Contracting. Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations. More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com. Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Crossing a 50, 40, he's got 2 men to beat, no one's gonna catch.
Kick is up, and it is scored!
Lights out, good night, goodbye, and that's it!
Marshfield wins! It's a great serve.
Another one drop, and the Rams drop one first here in the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Kick on the field, and it is
Scored! It is scored!